Vice President Kamala Harris has visited the site of the Monterey Park mass shooting before hundreds of people gathered there to remember the victims last night.
Meantime, we're learning new information about the investigation. KTLA's Megan Tellis live in Monterey Park with more. Megan, good morning.
Eric and Meg, good morning to both of you. I got to start it off by saying this is my first time down here to the scene, down to the site of the Monterey Park massacre, a story that everyone around the nation, around the world, quite possibly is talking about, where 11 innocent people lost their lives. I'm going to step away here so you can see what I'm seeing. Behind me is a growing vigil. It has been growing again since Saturday night when that incident did happen. What you're looking at now, 7 of the 11 victims, their photos on full display. There are red heart balloons hanging from each one. There are 2 tables that are set up, hundreds of candles on the ground, and on those tables you can take a free white rose and write a message of hope, of love, of camaraderie, and share it right there at the vigil. You know, there's a real sense of, even though there are no people here in this moment, there's a real sense of togetherness. There's also a sense of eeriness. Again, having mentioned that this is in our community of Southern California. This is about 15 minutes from where I live. I was driving here this morning just thinking, I can't believe this happened. In regards to the vigil, it does continue to grow. Just last night, like every night since the tragedy, about 1,000 people united here to pay their respects. Sky 5 was overhead to capture the scene. You're going to see video of that right now. Dropping flowers, leaving notes. People spoke. They shared memories of the victims, standing in solidarity with the people who frequented this Monterey Park dance hall. Now, this community, known as America's very first suburban Chinatown, which over the years had become a safe haven for the community, that was until Saturday night. We have spoken to a number of people who came here to dance, to celebrate, all in celebration of the Lunar New Year. You know, they were friends of the people that were killed. We'll hear from them later this morning. But first, I want to get to this. Vice President Kamala Harris was here during the day yesterday to meet with survivors and families of the victims killed inside the dance studio. Before that, she addressed the media, calling on Congress to enact what she calls reasonable gun control measures. Listen.
We will always, as a compassionate nation, mourn for the loss and pray for those who survived.
VP Harris laid flowers, also noting that she had unfortunately been to many of these sites recently, reminding folks that more than 40 mass killings have already taken place in the United States this year. We are not even through the first month of 2023. Now, as for the latest in the investigation, Chief Luna spoke yesterday. You see him coming out to the podium there. He says investigators have been conducting interviews. There is still no reason to believe there was a connection between the shooter and the victims. Luna did reveal the guns the 72-year-old shooter owned and used in the shooting. He appears to have been a gun enthusiast who purchased the semi-automatic MAC-10 assault weapon used in the attack, get this, back in 1999. It is still a mystery as to why that man killed 11 people at this Monterey Park dance studio, then left and attacked another dance hall in Alhambra. The investigation could take weeks, they say, before getting any clear answers or any answers at all. Police also discovered a motorcycle registered to the gunman near the site of the shooting that investigators believe he had parked a block away as a possible getaway vehicle before Saturday night's massacre. I can tell you more we're learning about the gunman is that he had apparently lived here in Monterey Park for the past 7 to 8 years. But what's interesting is that he had not visited or frequented or come to this dance hall or the one in Alhambra in the last 5 years. That is the very latest out here as you continue to look at the growing vigil in Monterey Park. I'm Megan Tellis. Eric and Meg, I'll send it back to you for now.